Welcome back to another shed night, guys. This time we're actually going to do some work on the gasser. This will be a bit of a compilation video. Basically, I won't get that much done in one night, but over a couple of nights I'll put together a fair bit of stuff. So that is her. God, I've been working on it. I'll bring you up to speed on what I've done to it, and then we'll go and look at what we're going to do to it. It doesn't look like much. Every time I do something like this, it doesn't look like much has changed, but that's what we're here to change, I suppose. Right, so rear quarter panels. You can see the line there where it was welded together. So that rear quarter's done. I did a little bit of panel beating over here. This thing's had a hit in the rear corner at some stage. You can see more damage in the panel work there. A little bit up there, I still got to deal with that. Tail lights fit though, so I don't really care. But yeah, both quarters are done. You can see that one in there, which is this side over here. That's now in and done. I've gone through and started welding up all the holes for the trim, so not running any trim on this car. So that's all happening. That's one of my tail lights there. So that is happening. There's been some more rust repairs. You can see I did one over here. There was only one rust hole here, two over that side, little pinholes, not much at all. So they're now taken care of. Welded up a bunch of holes in the firewall that were no longer required. The old subframe used to mount here. That was the bonnet hinge. Subframe, so there's holes that were here, some holes in there, just a whole bunch of holes that we didn't need. Hopefully all the holes I do still have, all the holes I need in this car. So I think I'm pretty good with what I think I do need. No rust repairs in this front end at all. It's just freaking mint. The only one I haven't done yet is this hole here, which I opened up for sandblasting. So that's going to be dealt with at some point. But yeah, there's just no rust in any of this front frame structure. But the big thing I have to tackle this evening and over the next couple of evenings is all the seam seal that used to live inside these grooves here. They're kind of funky. You can see this piece of angled panel here is just spot welded to this body line here, and the same goes down the side. So, and this was all seam sealed on that edge. So I need to go back and redo all of it. It's very time consuming. You can see there's a gap here. That needs seam sealing. Up in here, you can see the edge down in there. That needs to be done again, which is going to be lots of fun. Can't wait. I've actually been putting this job off. Up and around here needs a little lick. And then this panel here is the trickiest one of them all. It is spot welded on. You can see a series of spot welds in it. But it needs to be sealed around here. You can see all the gaps in there. That was all seam sealed. Now, one of these cars rusted. Like, this is just a piece of angle that's added in here. For rust to get in there, in this edge here, just phenomenal. So I've got to seal all this up. You can see a big edge in here. So that's what I've literally got to do. This little piece here needs to have it all seam sealed around it. Same goes with this little inlay. So on and so forth, and thereon, so forth, blah, blah, blahs. There's a lot of work, that's what I'm getting at. All this little bit here, that has to be done. All in there. I've got lots to do, is where I'm going with this. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's talk product. We have the 221 again. 227, sorry. 227. This is mildly different to what I used underneath, mainly that it is fast curing automotive sealant. This one should be the white one if I bought the right one. Where is it? It says white here somewhere, I hope. Maybe I messed up. It's hard to say. White! There it is. Sikaflex 227 is white. Excellent. That's the white one. I used black underneath because we're painting black underneath. That just made most sense to me. We're going to use white on here because I think it'll prime better and won't be so dark underneath the primer. We also have to do the whole entire inside of the car. We do got another floor pan welded into it too. I've been ticking away at the thing. So all the floor pans need to be sealed and anything else in here that was seam sealed. So that's our plan. It was a lot. Did it all in one breath too. Sorry, you have to bear with me. It's freezing cold tonight. I don't know, where are we? We're July. No, July. Yeah, still July, nearly August. It's cold. And I'm a Queenslander, and in Queensland, this time of year is cold, all right? I know you Southerners are sitting there going, it's not even cold. It is for me. So that's all of those things. The reason we need to get all of this sealed up is so I can paint the inside. I've already ordered the paint. I actually sent this guard here out. Where are we? This guard here. I sent that out and had a colour match because I like the colour of this primer, and that's the colour the car's going to be. So it'll be a satin grey, basically. Once the inside's painted, the roof lining can go in and the glass can go back in. It all kind of happens at the same time because the roof lining's tied into where the glass goes. Once that starts happening, we can start building this car. Steering column can go in and so on. We start working a few things out, get some brakes happening, get the engine in. Engine's actually out at the moment. That's another story. Engine's out being built at the moment. We might touch on that later. Anyways, for now, I'm going to load this up in a corking gun and get into it. We'll get this guard out of our way. Oh, you big heavy girl. You can go over here. And then I'm just going to blow all the dust out of it because it gets really dusty around here in a very short period of time. And I don't need that all through the Sikaflex. Not that I'm really too bothered, but we should probably start with something decent. I've come across my first issue. The Sikaflex, this is a bugger up. I went through the self-checkout and got the wrong nozzle. So that's an issue. But Sikaflex has a much larger nozzle. I found this other tube which is Gorn Drive 227. I wonder, it's rock solid. Oh, come on baby, come on. Please. Ha ha ha! Wow, that's very interesting. I've been left. It's perfect still. Basically, is what I'm saying. Oh, that's some sheer ass. I thought I was really done for there. Anyway, I already stabbed the tube too. So that could have been disastrous. I already stabbed the tube. Look at that. Back in the game. Problem with doing things at night time. If you don't have it, then ooh, that fell on the floor. If you don't have it, you kind of. Well, you're busted. You're dead in the water. Like if you go back and look at the brake job I did on the Ram, and I forgot to order something, wheel bearings or something silly. And that was it for that night. It was game over. Have a rum can and go home. Nonetheless, we're good. We're gravy, baby. Look at that. Okay, cool. Let it rip. I don't believe there's any easy way of doing this. Like you could spend forever and tape all this up. And do a really neat job. However, in my experience, it's not actually that much better, and it takes a lot of time. So I'm just going to go very gently, try not to over apply it, and then I'm going to spend a lot of time wiping a lot of material off, essentially. And I do want to smear it in there, so it's going to get messy, essentially. But we'll just start off with a good bead, and I'll just work at it. I really should just settle for what comes out of the gun, but I'm just not good at doing that. If I work it with my finger, I know it makes quite a mess, but it does leave a better edge, and where am I going with that? Leaves a better edge. It does leave a better edge, so it pushes it in there. I just think it looks better than a beaded edge, and it pushes it into the groove. That's where I was going with that. Far out. Who am I again? I don't even know anymore. So if I do this and then I use a piece of plastic and I use that to screed the corners out of it, because right now I got a big fat edge going down here. So if I screed the corners out of it, it still comes up pretty good. I know it seems like a silly long way around things, but taping it up is just equally as time consuming, I find. So I've just always done it this way, and I found that this works really quite well. Tell you what though, for the future reference, I've never had a sandblasted car before, and this is an absolute luxury. Like, normally I would do all this with a wire wheel and try and clean it up. I'm just going to smear that excess in that bit there because you'll never see that again. Normally I'd clean it all up with a wire wheel and you know, try and rejuvenate it that way. I can tell you now that is a painful, dirty, messy process. This has just been a blessing. Be able to get in here and rip into it. It greatly appreciate the art of sandblasting something. There we go. Schmeared. Look at there. Come on. Come on. There you go. There we go. Alright, anyway, that's the process. I'm not going to bore you with every seam on this car, because there's a lot. There's heaps. They're everywhere. So I'm just going to tick away at this for the rest of my evening. And then probably for another evening or two, I reckon. I've decided there will be more show and tell. So here we go. When I say screed it off, I literally mean doing it like this. Cut a piece of my ice cream container here. Like so. It's a really pliable material. The old ice cream tub. Cut this piece rigid off of it. And I'll go through a whole bunch of these tonight, so I'm just going to cut it credit cardish size, I guess. It feels better in the hand. And then you can just go back over it and take off the excess, and I put it in the bottom of my ice cream tub. And that cleans up the join reasonably well, if I do say so myself. So that's that. That's how I'm going to do the whole thing. We've got a whole car to do. If I mention it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a huge surface area, this car. Really massive. Anyway, enough jibber jabbering. It's time to get after it. I'm going to use a lot of rags too. That one is a given. But yeah, we just want to seal her up because I don't want... This is a lot of work to do to a car. And I've never had a rotisserie car before. I'm very excited about it, but I want to make sure I do a darn good job of her. Because I'm only doing it once. I'm definitely never doing this again. This has been... I don't regret any of it. Definitely don't regret any of it. I loved every moment of it. But the amount of work that goes into building a car like this, I'm not rushing into that twice. I probably will. Let's face it, I'm not real bright. But for right now, let's just say I'm just doing this once. That is one door. So I got it pretty neatly. So this seam here I care about because you can see that. It's exposed when the door opens. But this seam in here where I've got much messier and up through here, that's all going to be covered up by the door seals. So that's why it looks messier in there. But that is us. Did I miss a bit there? No, that's a bit of shadowing. It's okay. One door. Golly. Anyway, let's move on to this door, and then that door, and then that door, or that door and that door. Anyway, something like that. Seal around there, seal said floor. That's it. Get into it. I got it licked. That was a lot of work. A lot of seam sealing, a lot of dirty hands. I cleaned them up with petrol because it kind of does the best thing, but still, not, yeah. It's a fairly messy job. Anyway, let's go have a look. I think I did a reasonably neat job. It's all, you can see the white lines going around everywhere. Pretty good, I think, for me. Look at that. Really cool. Got all of it. And I jumped ahead of myself a little bit and got all the inside done too. So everywhere we did the tubs, and this piece of floor is original, but we've altered a lot up around it and all that sort of thing. So got all that it's getting late, right? It's 9:30. I've been at this for a while, and it's very boring. You've done one door, you've done them all. So that's all sealed up as well, which means I can move on to painting the interior, which is very important. It's a big leap forward for the car. I'm gonna rip out the taxi bar too. That's not staying, but it's a cool feature. Yeah, we need to get it all painted so that we can put glass back in it and a headliner back in it, because once the interior is painted, we've got a very fancy steering column that goes in here, which is going to connect to here via the hole in there. And yeah, it all kind of lines up. So that's a Toyota Stout steering box. Factory steering box to be over there. we've got a new OCD Metalworks steering column going in. It's just got a little shaft on the end of it, and it'll have another one of these double D uni joints on it, and it'll have a short shaft and connect that show together. We'll build the big bad headers to go up and over it. That's very exciting. So, painting the interior. Let's move on to that. This will do for tonight, but tonight is only the end of my part, this part, the part that I'm doing right now. We're going to come back to this, is what I'm saying. It's a bad transition. Anyways, whatever. Painting. We're doing painting, so stay tuned. Just stay right with me. Don't go anywhere, it's not the end of the video. You get the idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's okay. Let's go play paint. God, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And here we are again. Sanding. Lots and lots of sanding. I have to sand the entire inside of the car. All the seam sealer is now set up and it's dry. So that's gold. That took a little over a week. The cold temperatures just wouldn't go off. Anyway, I'll spin you around and show what we got. This is it. This is me sanding. I got the dashboard started. I got these little bits here that I got to deal with. So that's where I come back over some high fill. So that's that. Most of the dashboard I've started. Just getting it done. It's a crap load of sanding. I was going to say a bad word then. Anyway, it is a shit job. I'll say it. But yeah, so all these wheel arches up here. I've got to paint all around the windows. It's booked in. I gave myself a deadline. That's where you get stuff done around here. I gave myself a deadline of the 28th of August. It's currently the 9th. So it's booked in for upholstery. So that's going to get the roof lining put back in. So we have to have it done. I've got this weekend. The weather has turned miserable outside. So we're going to roll with it and utilise bad weather and get some painting done. So I know it doesn't really go together, but for what we're doing, it's going to be just fine. So that's it. I'm just going to get in and get sanding. It's not going to be fun. But we'll get the sanding part done and we'll get into some paint. That'll be way more fun. Then I'm going to blow it all down, get rid of all the dust out of here. It's really nice and smooth. Super smooth. So nice. Hope I can paint well enough to make it worthwhile. Anyway, I'm going to blow it all down. I'm going to redo the dashboard in, what have I got? 400. Hit it with 400, make it extra smooth, even though it's still going to be a little bit lumpy. And the rest of it is in 180, which is totally fine. It's a lot of sanding, I can tell you that. Anyway, we're getting there. Just need to get all the dust out of it. Not that it's the world's biggest issue, but I'm just going to put some, what do you call this stuff? Primer. Primer over the white that we put in here for the seam sealer. It will still stick. The 2-pack will stick to it, no worries. I've got no queries about that, if you like. I've done it before. I know it works just fine. But I think because it's white, it won't hurt if I just come through and just put a little bit of grey on it so that we don't have any indiscrepancies. And it will certainly make sure that we're going to stick perfectly the first time. Not the second or third time. I don't know if you've ever painted something twice. It's not a lot of fun and I don't recommend it. This is just a Septone. Anyway, it dries really quickly and you can easily 2-pack over the top of it. So it's going to be nothing for us to give this a quick hit and come back over it with our 2-pack. I just want to do the dashboard one more time. I have some 400, I think we'll do it again. You can see it's got a whole heap of rust pits in it because the dashboard was pretty rusty. I don't really care. It's a race car. That can stay. So we're just going to leave that. If we worry too much about the appearance of this car, we'll get sidetracked from the fact that it's meant to be a race car, not a show car or anything else. So let's get it done. Mixing up my second round of paint. Well, I was meant to be filming, but I've only got a short time frame, as per always. So that's it. It's just a 2-pack. It's proper 2-pack paint, but it's color matched to be primer. And you can see here, it just looks like primer. So I've just painted all around the window jamb here, the back bit here. Just working my way through it, just cutting all my edges around here. That's all in there. You can kind of, well, you can't really see the color difference. Like, I haven't painted the dash at all yet. I'm going to leave that to very last. But like, that's grey primer. That's 2-pack grey paint. So yeah, let's get, I just wanted it to be that color. And when it came back from being sandblasted and etch primed, or whatever they put on it,
it was perfect. It was the color I wanted. So I sent a guard out and I had it color matched. So that's what we're working with. It's a bit of a anticlimactic paint job because it just ends up looking the same. But it's what I was going for. So let's keep going. As always, you'll have to ignore the fan. I need it on to circulate some air in here. I spray it really low pressure. It doesn't really cause a lot of overspray, so to speak, but this just clears the air out, basically. Let's have a look at this thing. I'm all finished. Like I say, probably one of the most anticlimactic transformations of paint, because it is dead set a spot-on color match. Like, I haven't painted this. I have painted this, so that's where it's at. But I'm happy with it. Dashboard looks really good. Looks mint from in here too. All the interior's painted, all the up of the pillars, all up there. That's great undercoat primer up there. I only painted to that steel edge, so you know, you get the idea. All around the back, everything in here, you can see where all the Sikaflex is now covered up. Everything's through here. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Very happy indeed. So that means we can now rust proof the inside of the roof, and it goes out for roof lining. It's booked in on the 28th, and I'm going to keep that deadline. That's quite amazing for me. That rear lid. Thankfully the weather turned to rubbish and we didn't get to go motorbike riding. The bike's still sitting there, untouched. Man, I'm pumped on this. This is a huge step forwards because I'll explain a few things. It's all going to make sense as to why this is such a big deal. With the interior paint, it means the roof lining can go back in. That means the glass goes back in the car. Once the glass is back in the car, the steering column can be fitted up. The firewall's now painted. It's got a custom steering column for it. That goes back in with the pedal box for the last time. That leads to we can start doing brakes. We'll actually have somewhere to put them. Front doors, once I clean them up, they can go back on. We can start working on the tilt front. So it seems like an odd thing, but the pivotal moment for the next stage of this car is getting the interior paint so the roof lining goes in and the glass goes in. Because then we're building a car from there on out. We can finalise the braking system. I can lock down where the rear diff is going to sit, so I haven't even welded the perch mounts on the diff yet. That's just all clamped together with the U-bolts. That'll lead to the brakes on the rear. Engine will be back here in, I don't know, a month or so's time. We put the engine in. I've got a new scatter shield which came from the States. Can't wait to show you guys that. Very cool part. And we can really start building this down thing. And hopefully next year we'll have a running car. I don't know if you registered next year, but it'll certainly be running and driving, I hope. That'd be a pretty mean feat. So anyway, that is it. I'll sign this video off here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon with an update on this car. And we've got lots of other projects going on, so stay tuned. There'll be something coming soon. Thank you.